Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ossi Karjalainen. Apologies, I do not speak Italian. If you have any issues understanding my English, please let me know. I can easily switch to my native Finnish if that's any better. I represent a company called EnterpriseDB, or as we nowadays call it, EDB, a bit more catchy. We are an open source Postgres database company, and the next 30 minutes I try to give you an overview, first of all, of course, of EDB, what we do, who we are, and then hopefully some things you can take back home is facts that why Postgres is a viable database solution for any new applications, new development, or any possible migrations in case you currently have any proprietary databases. So hopefully at least these questions will be answered, and then of course if you have any other ones at the end of the day, I'll be also here. So let's get started. One more please. So EnterpriseDB, we have actually just celebrated our 10th anniversary. So we have been around for quite some time, but it's only the last 3, 4, maybe 5 years that things have really picked up nicely for us. There are a few things. One of the main things is definitely the economical downturn. I think Italy, some other European countries have had some clear experiences of that. But overall, the money just simply doesn't fly in as usual. So you need to do more with less, and that's where the open source, regardless whether it's a database or any other stack, the component, really nice comes into the picture. So indeed, economical situation has helped us. Then our best marketing company, Oracle, has certainly also helped us a lot. Whatever Oracle has decided and announced, that has clearly improved our sales. So I cannot wait for the next announcement. But indeed, also you see some of the figures. We have been growing quite fast, and then in that sense, traditionally, database has been a bit, let's say, not necessarily difficult, but cautious. Companies have been very cautious about migrating the existing databases, simply because you're missing critical crown jewels. The data is in the database, so you're very, very careful and cautious when you do any changes in that part. But whether it's our sales figures or any other such similar facts really highlight that companies are more and more doing that. And indeed, if you operate in a traditional transactional database, Postgres is a very viable alternative. So, what do we actually do? What do we provide? First of all, here at the bottom, we do provide services, the whole scale of services. We provide resources, whether it's on-site, remote resources, headcount, in case you don't have any database expertise in-house. We also provide, which is, I would say, our core, the business is support. We provide follow-the-sun 24/7 support, and that's actually our business model, subscriptions, support, absolutely no maintenance fees. Later on I will actually show you some of the cost avoidance, the facts, which then also show why our business model is very attractive, and it all goes back to the support. Professional services, this of course also very important. We can help you with any Postgres database activities, whether it's installation, tuning, upgrading, basically anything, the whole scale can be completely customized according to your needs. Then the training, excuse me. Training is of course very important. Everybody wants to have the competence improvements, so we provide training capabilities, whether it's on site, on demand, also live on web, basically whole scale of training. Mainly at the moment it is DBA, so technical, focused, but that's usually where the company starts with. And then very crucial for the training is certification. We provide a certification program So the DBAs can then actually go back to your manager saying, hey, I'm certified, give me more money, I'm much more valuable. Very important. Yes, please. So all these, what we do is based on the community Postgres SQL database. This is the open source relational database. The benefit of the EnterpriseDB is that we have some of our key architects actually also part of the community. This does not mean that the EnterpriseDB dictates which way the community goes, not at all, but it gives us a really good insight visibility which way the community is going, and as such, we can actually then develop our add-ons, which are in form of Postgres plus Advanced Server. Fully, completely, from functional point of view, based on the community Postgres SQL. But then we add additional features and functions which are not available on the community, and then some of these are basically Oracle compatibility and some of the security performance features which I will be talking in a few minutes' time. Yes, please. Yes, we also have a cloud solution. Today, yeah, I think, do we have any clouds today? Maybe a few. So yeah, you can avoid the cloud, it has to be there. Our cloud solution today, it's a database as a service. It's available in the Amazon public cloud as it is today, but we are working very, very hard to be able to provide the same solution to sort of private cloud, even in bare metal implementations, because obviously there are a lot of healthcare, some other sectors where simply public cloud, absolutely no option. It has to be locally managed, but then our cloud solution can also provide some value to that. But today I will not be talking about many more about the cloud. If anybody has any more questions, then please approach me at the end. Yes, please. So indeed, this highlights how closely we work with the community. Here on the left-hand side, the community innovations basically made available to anybody who wants to use the Postgres open source database. We use that as a base for developing additional features and functions, and then we add some services, support, and ideally, we want to pass as much as possible back to the community, so everybody benefits. Why we don't pass everything? This is mainly because of the community. We ask, would you like to have this? Would you like to have that? If they say no, fine deal, then it actually remains, it is fair to say, proprietary part of EDB. And fair deal, but at least we try to be as open source as possible. So some interesting reports have been published recently. So I suppose this also highlights the fact that we have been sort of doing well overall in the database market. That the Gartner report recognized our existence. This certainly has been very good publicity for us. Simply our leading role in the community, definitely additional enterprise class features and functions, and then services to support around all that has really made us the leader on Postgres database environment. And obviously these type of reports we are very happy to have, and hopefully more is to come. Yes, please. Just a very brief list of the customers we have. Last year alone here in Europe, I can't remember exactly the new number, but we talked about hundreds of new customers. Globally, we have thousands of new customers. And more we're talking about global type of the deals, big corporations which actually operate at the global level, financial institutions, telecommunications as such. And then one of the really nice customer case we have is a big, very large financial institution, operates headquartered in another Southern European country. have been struggling with the, in this case, Oracle license fees. They have massive Oracle implementations. No question about the fact, Oracle database, absolutely fantastic. Feature rich, you have it, it has it all there, but it comes with a price. And the price is indeed the issue here. Again, back to what I said earlier, money does not fly in as it used to. So what they have been doing is, indeed, we started with the migration assessments. I will tell you shortly a bit more what the assessment is all about. But indeed, just looking at what is actually our current implementations, and then what are the alternatives, and then what would be the ways to migrate away from the existing ones, and as such, minimize license costs, and basically any cost related to the database, and releasing the more money to new projects. And this is exactly what they have been doing, have been extremely successful, and indeed continue doing it more and more. Here they have roughly 300 databases. They don't do that overnight. It's a longer-term project, but indeed the ongoing, and they have been very, very happy and pleased with the choice they made. Yes. So quickly, about the bit repeating what I already mentioned. The Postgres itself, Postgres SQL, it is somebody would say it's nothing sexy. It has been around so long. Yes, it is true, but the benefit also that is that it works. It's nothing really the latest, fanciest technology, not tested or such, not at all. It has been around for so long that the core of the Postgres is really solid working database, and that's actually also what makes it really attractive. Obviously, we talk about big data, we talk about NoSQL, different type of the database environments. Yes, there's also need and room for all those, but even the let's say big data, you somehow one way or the other you need to sort of organize it, and then the traditional relational database like Postgres comes nicely into the picture, where you can then actually store that organized data and then actually do the reporting or whatever you want to do with that data. So there are ways outside also the traditional transaction, banking transaction, telecommunication, billing or such transactional environments. So combining these with the other ones, also seeing the latest developments and features and functions clearly highlight that all these different ones will eventually work nicely, close together. So, indeed, Postgres plus Advanced Server, PPAS, as we call it, it is a superset of the community. So, as mentioned already, functionality point of view, whatever works on the community works also on our PPAS, but then you will have much more. And what's actually more will be now demonstrated. Yes, please. So there's four main categories. Just make sure I put it in the same order as it's on the slide. Security, tools, performance, and compatibility. So I will cover each one of these briefly and then actually focus mainly on the compatibility, just to give you an idea how easy it is to do possible migrations away from, especially in this case, Oracle. Yes, please. So security. The community itself, first of all, spends a huge amount of time and the effort making sure it is secure database. I am in the, I can reveal the name of the company, German Stock Exchange. I don't think I need to explain what they do. But just to give you an idea, companies like these, they would not even consider Postgres database unless it was secure enough. So security plays a huge importance in overall development. And then we do have basically those security features which do fulfill, if not all, but at least the most security requirements. And here the last one, EAL, Evaluation Assurance Level 2 certification. This is a US certification, but then we didn't develop anything new. We just went through the certification process. just to highlight again that all the security features, everything was already in place. But having this certification enabled us to US governmental IT projects. So has been very productive. Good and productive and then beneficial for us. Tools. Database has to be easily managed. Usually DBAs, whoever's responsible for the databases, don't necessarily have just database role, they have so many other things too. So actually just to make life easier, we also provide tools for management, for replication, for tuning, monitoring, basically just to release your valuable resources to more important things. Nobody wants to log into every single database every morning and analyze the logs. Not very exciting. So we actually have the tools which you can use to do all this work for you, but you can also have them, you can migrate. We have a Postgres Enterprise Manager as an example. You can actually migrate that tool to your, in case you have any sort of a corporate-wide monitoring system. So we provide all these capabilities. Yes. And performance, indeed, the time is crucial. So the database also needs to fly, and we do provide some features and functions which actually do make Postgres plus Advanced Server fly. We have done, actually third-party partner of ours, HP, has been done some benchmarking tests comparing us to Oracle. And in this case, fair to say, apples to apples. So Oracle does have a lot of features which could make it perform way faster, but it also comes with a price tag. So with the similar, the feature set, identical hardware, it is fair to say we are plus minus 5% performance-wise compared to Oracle. We have environments where we outperform, we have environments where we are slightly behind, but it is fair to say we are on the same page. So that's important. And indeed, now the more into the compatibility, and specifically Oracle compatibility, we provide a native interfaces, native Oracle-like interfaces, PL/SQL in case you have any logic inside the database, store procedures, packages, triggers, and such. And if that piece of code falls within our compatibility, absolutely no need to do any changes whatsoever. We also provide a long list of workarounds which may require, but usually do require, some changes on your code, but minimizing basically the changes needed in case you ever consider migrating away from Oracle. So having the Oracle compatibility, of course, from the end user point of view, very powerful. You can reuse your existing skills. You actually are not losing any of your existing Oracle skills. Excuse me. And then indeed you minimize the changes needed, and then obviously soon we'll come back to the actual cost factor, which then is of course many times the driving force. But of course the cost factor itself is not alone enough. You also need to have a solution which works, and this actually is definitely one of those. Please. One more, please. So indeed, so having that compatibility, the idea there is that you could migrate with the minimum changes. There's always some changes needed. The minimum is definitely the connection string. So you need to tell the application that now actually there's a different database under. So some customer cases are that simple. Usually not quite that simple, but indeed again, repeating here myself, having the compatibility which mimics the Oracle behavior, that it may well be that the changes needed are very light and minimum and such. Even migration cost, there's always one-time migration cost, but then the actual savings, when there's no license cost, only support subscriptions, that within a year we have many customer cases where within a year, including the migration cost, it already has paid itself back. Yes. So back to the customer case we showed you a few slides ago, how did we actually start? So every time, whether it's an Oracle or any other database, we prefer starting with the assessment. Let's take a look at what your database is made of today. So we have a service called assessment, and basically this is, we don't need to come to the site, we don't even need to have the access to the customer environment, we would actually just request needed information. We would request a database structure. We never request data. We are actually not even interested in the data. And then based on the structure, we are able to analyze things which then we would come back with the findings. And those findings actually, yes please, the next slide, actually fall into these 5 main categories here. So we define any object incompatibilities, any data type, any features that you're currently using certain features, whether we have those, whether we don't have, or whether we're able to mimic them some other ways. We also provide information related to packages. Now back to in case you have any stored procedures, the application logic inside the database. So then we have a long list of Oracle packages, but we don't have them all. So then would there be any changes needed? And then also the implementation related. So all this, basically without even touching the system, we would be able to come back with the findings, and we usually give this, here we actually say the score database complexity index from 1 to 10. So we usually also estimate that, okay, closer to the 10, the easier the migration is. And we also, 5 minutes? Right there. So with the complexity index, we also put a time estimate. So then, of course, you can decide whether the actual migration is worth continuing. Then you also can adjust the resource and the resource, and then also the budget planning accordingly. Yes, please. So this is exactly where we were. Money was not an issue. Caviar, champagne, you name it, whatever you value. It was all coming in more than you actually ever wanted. But yeah, back to the economical downturn, you simply have now less resources, but you still need to maintain and develop your existing IT systems. So this slide here highlights hard-coded facts why Postgres database is a really good, viable alternative to Oracle. Again, I'm highlighting here also the fact that money is not everything. The fact is also that it needs to work, and that's the plenty of our customer cases do highlight the fact that it does work. So no license costs. That's already a big thing. We have absolutely no license costs whatsoever. Our subscriptions are based on physical CPU sockets. We don't calculate the number of the cores. So that also makes a huge difference on the final figures. So these are indeed some list prices. Yes, everybody, more volume, bigger discounts, everybody does this one, but at least the base is here. Money-wise, we cannot lose, that's the fact. The savings are just enormous. Yes, please. Here again, more or less the same thing in just a different format. That the cost savings are enormous. Whether it is the avoiding the license, increasing the license cost. So by implementing our solution next to the existing proprietary database, that's also a possibility. We even have replication solutions. You can offload the data, or completely doing the migrations. But indeed, savings. And one more, please. So this is actually more or less back to the one of the first slides, the services we do provide. So obviously, yes, 24/7, the follow the sun support. We have such a global organization already in place. We can do the follow the sun support, and then the services, consultancy, trainings, everything else around that. Because at the end of the day, we want to make sure you're successful as such, then we will also be successful. And the best slide, surprisingly. Thank you very much for your time, and indeed I will be here all day in case you have any questions later on. Thank you.
Come previsto, coffee break. Ritorniamo qui alle 11 per favore, quindi poco più di un quarto d'ora. Grazie.